There is celebration in the air everywhere in the world. In London, North London, America, Lagos, Nigeria, and right here at Love for Sports. Yes, you're welcome. Congratulations to our boss. Yes. And all Arsenal fans and Arsenal in general, Mikel Arteta, congratulations on winning the English Premier League 2025-2026. And our boss, I know say you go show us love. We go show love now out and now. All right, it's your girl, the Queen Chairman, sports goddess, a sports queen, and queen of the airways. And I'm sure that the rugged analyst himself will no longer say self-acclaimed sports goddess. Because I have him right here on the show this morning.
Okay. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Welcome.
And I also have Zenda.
Welcome to the studio. I beg.
It's my voice, right? Forgive me. I've been screaming. I've been shouting. I couldn't contain my joy, even though I'm not actually an Arsenal supporter, but I love people who celebrate, or I love to celebrate with winners. That's how we start the show this morning. And like I said, you should always be there with us. Subscribe, like, comment, call your friends. Let's sit down and have this conversation. And we're starting off with City, Bournemouth. I'm going to say this before I ask you. Bournemouth held City 1-1, giving Arsenal the title. Is it safe to say ANDONI has done his friend a favor, considering the fact that he's been friends with ARTETA since back in the days?
That's not what I would call it. I wouldn't call it doing anybody any favors. It just goes a long way to show that the man is good. You know, I've said it before. I don't talk about this studio. Say for me, if they allow me, that guy I will make or coach Manchester United. I've been watching Bournemouth and I see the wonderful job this guy has been doing, the gameplay. And if he can get those kind of results with a bank average team like Bournemouth, imagine what will happen when he has some world-class footballers to coach. There are coaches who just know how to do this job. Okay, tactical analysis, gameplay, and everything. So it has nothing to do with favors. It just shows that the man is good and he knows what he's doing. Okay, that's just how I see it.
And for the first time in their history, Bournemouth are going to be playing in the European competition. But funny thing is, he will be leaving at the end of the season. Or not yet confirmed, but next match will be his last game with Bournemouth.
Well, IRIOLA is a very wonderful coach. You understand? When you watch the system of which he played yesterday against Man City, you know, we're actually saying something that the only team that could stop Manchester City is that team. With their good records, I think it's about, right now it's about 16 of beating record. You understand? So they've been very prolific. Trust me, that coach has actually built that team. It's not just this season. Seasons ago, he has been coming. And there's one particular player that was very, very prolific.
Groupie.
Oh,
Yes.
the young talent is
that guy is
so
quick, is fast.
I was even thinking that because I think I had Roberto Martinez wanted to bring him to the Portugal team, but the guy was like he chose the France team over the Portugal, so he respected his decision on it. But that guy is a top man at his age. He's just 19.
But very fans are currently clamoring for him to come to.
Forget about Man City. Man City. Look at the way Man City were playing yesterday. They were just, I don't even know.
Confused.
They were confused. I don't know if it was what
Guardiola. Should we call it fatigue?
Going, you understand?
No.
Although fatigue is also, because if you watch the stretch of their games, like they had games back to back.
And then
it's
okay,
like,
so now we can make excuses. We are making excuse for City stretch of games. When Arsenal we are having stretch of games and we're playing draws, everybody
wanted to protest that thing. You understand? Because the game was just in a stretch.
It happened to Arsenal. Did you forget when they were giving City outstanding matches?
France, it would have happened because PSG always make exceptions whenever. But in England, I know that Guardiola actually raised an alarm.
Yeah,
they should give him space between that game and.
Why would they give him? Did they give Arsenal space?
That's what I'm saying now.
So when Arsenal were playing in the
it's not an excuse. We're just trying to create a reason why Bournemouth should almost outplay Man City.
No, there is no reason because Bournemouth already does.
Just look at Alex Scott.
Oh my God.
We don't hear.
Look at Alex Scott.
Moving on. Arsenal are champions.
Oh well.
Sealed. Going to be crowned on Sunday.
They use
But
bombastic
looking
eye
at
look
it,
me now.
but looking at it, Mikel Arteta, 5 years. That's an evidence that you should trust the process when you have a coach that knows what he wants. I mean, at some point, he kept on signing players. He wanted this, he wanted that. He wanted to build a team. Trust the process.
This is what I've been saying when I keep expressing my worry about Michael Carrick. Sorry, I know say we'll never reach Man U, but this is one part of my concern. Arsenal have been dancing this song for so long. Mikel Arteta came and told them, this beautiful football team is why we keep finishing second, and nothing is coming. Do you want to win the league? They say yes. Okay, get me Declan Rice. They brought Declan Rice, they say, if we overstretch this guy, it will not be good. Get me, what is this second guy again? Mendy.
Yeah.
They brought him Mendy. Our defense is too dangling and dancing and get me, they brought Gabriel Saliba, Kakalabiori, Jordan Timber. Look at the recruitment.
Yeah.
It shows clear intent.
Brought in a better
We want to
Chelsea.
get the league and this is what it requires to win the league. So why they tell me, I say, if I look at my defense of Lucio and Maguire, okay, make I don't talk race. But it just shows that Arsenal are intentional.
Yeah.
And if you want to win the league, that's just what it is. Okay?
Now, it's now safe to say that to win the English Premier League, you have to spend money.
That is it.
Because that's what Pep and City have done over the years.
Yes.
That's what the likes of Sir Alex Ferguson did
Yeah.
in his time, even though he didn't spend as much as it's been spent now.
Yeah.
But if you have to win the English Premier League, you have to buy the best legs. that
Football now
exist
is
in
money.
the
If
world.
you're not willing to invest, forget it, you won't get results.
That is-
And invest wisely. Maybe this Chelsea
Yes.
poultry business where they do make a note of. Because somebody's looking at
Stray
you
bullets.
in a way.
Stray bullets don't hit Chelsea. But Chelsea, anyway, we're going to come to that. And also, that's yesterday, talking about Chelsea, actually, let's even get it to it.
Okay.
But before I get into Chelsea, what's his name? Pep Guardiola told his players late on that he was leaving at the end of the season. In fact, he was leaving after Sunday. And that has actually, put a lot of the players off because they were not expecting it.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, they were told he was staying, only for him to call them on a video call to tell them, I'm leaving. And I'm asking, yes, we know that Maresca is calling him, but looking at what Pep has done, can Maresca continue this Pep Guardiola's legacy?
God, it's very difficult to say because when a coach decides to stay at a particular point of time and suddenly his mind just changed. When you look at, like I was still talking about their gameplay yesterday, it looks like most of the players, their morale dropped. You understand? Looking at Guardiola himself, he was frustrated throughout the team. So most of all those things can actually derange the morale of a player. And Maresca, when he was doing quite well at Chelsea, but reaching that point, even if he has been an assistant to Guardiola,
Yeah,
you understand?
even
Guardiola is
assistant,
actually his mentor and everything. But I don't know.
Excuse me.
When you watch, you see that players like Rodri might leave at the end of the season. Bernardo Silva, is already going.
John Stones.
You understand? Stones is going. They are going to lose some players. So Enzo Maresca coming to this Manchester City system might want to change their system of play. So it might work for him positively and also negatively. We don't know. We can't say. You
It's a
understand?
bad
So
it's a
not
bad
easy.
example. Let me just throw my scent into that particular conversation. It's a bad example. But this is what I think. I am not sure Guardiola intended to let those boys know that he will be leaving till the end of
Do you
the season.
understand?
No,
That was
Yeah,
having a leakage of information.
Yes,
No,
yes.
He didn't want it because it looks
somehow.
Pep Guardiola was even worried that the news came to them late.
That's what I'm okay. They came to them late.
Late, yes.
But
he
you
was
should have been the one to tell them
No,
if you wanted
he
them
was
to know.
expected the hierarchy
To let them
to
know.
let them know before he confirms. So that was why when the players' reactions made him understand that these guys are not even in the know that I am.
But if there is one person who is happy that Guardiola is leaving, it's me.
And
At
brings
least
me-
now.
That brings me to the next
The next
question,
question, okay.
which is
Dominance
with
is
him,
just something else.
with him leaving the Premier League. with him leaving the Premier League, is it safe to say that the Premier League is now open?
It's not open. It's
everybody?
open. But
Every coach
now,
is at the
I'm worried.
same level.
It's open, but I'm worried.
About what?
With Guardiola leaving, and Maresca coming in, like you rightly said,
Yes.
there's going to be a lot of juggling and changing in that Man City team.
Yeah.
Maresca cannot be Guardiola.
Yes.
So it might take Man City 2-3 years to
Come back
again and begin to do things the way
because
they are
he's
doing.
going to try to.
That is making every Arsenal hater to start getting ready for more trouble. Because they want team now that has the stability to do what Guardiola is doing now. And remember, it's like Guardiola is handing over to ARTETA, who has deputized under him before.
Yes.
So some Arsenal fans are not just excited for this title; they are excited for Guardiola leaving because if you get one team with a very balanced right now to take over to inherit or the heir apparent to the throne of Premier League dominance, right now it seems like Arsenal. Tearfully, I can say that, but it looks like it. But on an open field, I feel like it's good because now every team will now have the opportunity to go head to head with each other
because
for the Premier League
title.
Guardiola dominance is the only time we saw something like that was during Ferguson, when he went 3 stretch in a row before those. It was even 3. He went 4. He was about to make it 5. Klopp now came and interjected the flow. So,
all right, let's move on to Chelsea. But first of all, what do you make of it? Are you excited that Pep is leaving? Are you seeing a Premier League where everyone can lay a claim to the title at the end of the season?
yeah.
Can ARTETA, from what we have seen, lay a claim to the dominance or replicate, even if just to an extent, what we've seen with Pep Guardiola in the Premier League? Let us know in the comment section. We'll move on from there to talk about Chelsea. We're mentioning Chelsea earlier on, but now fully. When Chelsea played against Nottingham Forest and they played a draw after Nottingham Forest against particular team before losing to City at the FA Cup. I did say something. I said they've played 5 games without scoring. Played Tottenham, scored a goal, although they lost. The next game they drew. I said the next game they will win. And that has played out. Last night, against City rivals, they won. City rival, I mean, not London rivals in Tottenham Hotspur. They won Tottenham 2-1 ended. We need to say that the mere information or the mere idea that we have Xabi Alonso as a manager and he has his eyes on that team had an impact on that team.
No, I wouldn't say that. Chelsea won because they were playing Tottenham.
Yes.
If they were playing any other average team, I doubt. With the momentum, I doubt. I just feel every time Chelsea is up against Tottenham, there's this extra spark. I cannot forget that Eden Hazard goal that denied Tottenham the Premier League title that crowned Tottenham.
Yeah.
Every time, and I don't know why that game yesterday just brought back that whole that vibe of that particular, I think 2010 or thereabout. Chelsea. So I just feel it has nothing to do with Alonso. It's just about Chelsea being Chelsea whenever they are playing against Tottenham. And Tottenham themselves have not been a very good team. If not, why are they struggling with relegation? So normally, man for man, player for player, Chelsea are better than Tottenham this season. So it's just superiority of we bad to una bad, but our bad no bad like una bad. That is just what played out there. There's nothing.
All right, we'll leave that.
Yet.
Yeah, we'll leave that because during the preview of the weekend games, we're going to talk more about Chelsea Tottenham because they are in a different fight, relegation battle, European competition battle, and all of those. So we're going to go into that. Let's look at what's going to go down tonight. That's the Europa League final between Aston Villa and football. Oh my God, Unai Emery, fantastic job he has done at Aston Villa. I remember wanting to go for the European competition, especially the Europa League and the Conference League. They always struggle in the Premier League. But look what he's done with Aston Villa. They are in the Europa League finals. They have already secured their place for the Champions League next season. What a wonderful job this man is doing. And then, Mr. Europa League, I think he's already set for him to.
Well, for me, I just feel this Aston Villa squad, especially when it comes to the Europa League, they don't take nonsense. You watch their play, even in the Europa League, it's much more. You might say it's actually an outside competition out of the English Premier League. But when you notice now, you see that the English teams right now in the English Premier League are playing very, very good football
Yeah, when they go to the European
outside inside
competition.
European competition and everything. The only thing that got me pissed off in a way was merging Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest
In that
in that
semi-final.
same
Would have been
semi-final.
seeing them.
You understand? Because they have been playing very, very, very good. I'm just imagining if it was Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest final, it's going to be much more intense.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But kudos to Aston Villa, and I would really like it to be 6 English Premier League team in the Europe. It's going to be very, very fun and massive that the English team is actually pushing its ourselves in the European Cup and everything.
Competitions.
Yes, so it's very, very good for them. Aston Villa are going in with this one.
A win for Aston
3-1.
3-1. 3-1 already. Whoa, he has already made a prediction. But I'm going to ask this thing. Should Unai Emery win the Europa League for Aston Villa? Considering what he has done for this side since coming in. Last season, got to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. They've already secured UEFA Champions League football already this season for next season. Now the finals of Europa League. If you know me, is it safe to say that he's the greatest coach that has ever coached Aston Villa? Looking at Aston Villa's antecedents.
For me, without a doubt, I can push that to him. One of the best things that have happened to this Aston Villa side is Unai Emery. He came into that club and changed their mentality from if we finish 10th and 8th, we have tried. It has brought them to a level where it is now, it has to be Champions League every season. You have to be in Europe every season. So Unai Emery has done a wonderful job. And without needing to say much, I think if he wins the Europa League, and then of course he has qualified them for the Champions League next season, he should be up there, mentioned among one of the very best. That's my take on that.
Then finally for me, Unai Emery came into Arsenal. We saw what he did at Arsenal. Didn't cut it, left, went to City. He's been in, I think, Villarreal or Valencia, and in Villarreal in the Spanish league, did wonderfully well. Is it an indication that some coaches are just average? They just cannot cut it in big teams. Let them be where they are.
That's not how I would put it. I always say that our green lands are different. Okay, you and I can go to America together and you succeed and I don't. That doesn't mean I'm lazy. I can come back to Nigeria and then succeed. It's about finding a way it suits you more, it suits you best. Even in players, these things happen. There are some top players that will move to the, okay, look at someone like Kevin De Bruyne. He never succeeded at Chelsea. But look at what happened at
the time.
Will you now call Kevin De Bruyne an average player?
I can't
Because he didn't succeed in Chelsea.
But you was not even given the chance at
You can't
Chelsea.
use that yardstick to judge a soldier.
You can't use that in
We
Kevin
are
De
not
Bruyne's
doing that.
situation
We are not doing
anyway.
that. We are not
But
doing that.
you're not doing that. But Unai Emery, congratulations
He's
in
a top coach.
advance.
He's a top coach now. You can't call him now.
No.
Yes.
No.
Unai Emery.
Well, I think I will talk about that. It's not in the class of Jose Mourinho. It's not. Okay.
Nobody's
He has
comparing.
It's too early, yeah, but he's getting there.
He's getting
He's
there.
on the path to get
Yes.
So do you think
Aston Villa will struggle to retain him after you will see now.
it's true? But then let's see how it goes. What do you think? Does this show that there are just coaches that are average? Leave them with the average things and they will do wonders. Once you try to elevate them, they crumble. Or you just think that it is just sheer luck that it didn't work out for him at Arsenal. Let us know what you think on the comment section. That's how we call it a wrap. I wish there was a trophy. Let me celebrate Arsenal once more. But then, congratulations to Arteta.
Yeah.
I mean.
Ah!